I thought they were dates, and you thought that I thought that we were hanging out as friends.
Yeah.
Somebody asked for advice for queer dating when you're in your 20s.
If they're really your best friend, they'll stick around.
That's a hard one.
This was the most common question in the last one.
How to be a better ally. Happy Pride Month!
Happy Pride Month. Oh my gosh, it is June, it is Pride Month. I think this is our first Pride video.
It is. So happy Pride. I hope
Pride.
You are having a wonderful Pride Month so far. June is Pride Month. There was a lot of requests to bring back our FriGAY videos.
FriGAY.
So
Today's FriGAY.
Today's FriGAY.
Right now.
Am I gonna get it up on time? Hopefully. Happy FriGAY. Today is going to be an advice video from us, your seasoned lesbian and bisexual.
Hopefully we have some medium advice for you.
Hopefully. I mean, I've been out for almost 7 years.
Yeah, and I've been out almost 8, which is wild because it feels like 2 minutes, but forever
at the same time. I am so happy that I came out because I love my life. I love you. I love our house and our family and our pets, and I just feel so lucky, and I wouldn't have any of this if I didn't come out. So over on Instagram, I asked if there was anything that you needed advice on, and you sent in lots.
Yeah.
So there might be 2.
Oh, wow. Holy
We'll
cow, you needed lots of advice.
You need lots of advice.
Whew. This is all only our experiences and opinions.
Yes. We are
We'll
not
try our
professionals in
best.
anything.
We are not professionals.
Take what you will from this. Okay, ready?
Ready?
All right, advice time. So I would say one of the biggest questions that was asked was how to be a better ally.
That's a good question.
It is a good question. I feel like we could probably do a whole video on it. I think one of the biggest things about being an ally is to remember that an ally is like an action word, not just a title.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have to work to be an ally. Firstly, you should speak up against discrimination. If you are hearing someone say something homophobic or transphobic or biphobic, you should speak up and say that's wrong and educate them on why it's wrong if you can.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know it's uncomfortable to stand up and say, hey, you shouldn't say that, but I think that's a big part of being an ally, is being in those uncomfortable situations and saying, hey, that's wrong. When your friend makes an inappropriate joke, instead of just going, ha ha ha, maybe saying, you know what, that's not really that funny because X. I am 100% that person in life
I
too,
know.
where I'm like, sorry, that actually wasn't funny because...
That's why I was laughing, because I was like, this is what you do a lot of times.
Sometimes people just need to be educated too. Like, sometimes people don't realize what they're saying is harmful.
It's harmful. It may be a joke to somebody, but to someone who's closeted, they would feel like that person might not be a safe space to come out to. Even though the person may have intended it as a joke, the person who is in the closet might take that as like, ooh, they don't support the LGBTQ plus community.
Another thing you could do is have your pronouns visible. Instagram just released a new feature that allows you to put your pronouns on your profile, and it doesn't have to be in your bio. It doesn't take up extra characters.
It's great.
So definitely do that. Also put them in your work signature. You could get more comfortable when you're meeting people, asking what their pronouns are and saying what your pronouns are. And just make sure that you're using people's pronouns. The pronouns that they tell you that they want to use, make sure that you're using those pronouns. And if you ever make a mistake, it happens, just apologize and try to do better.
And also just considering ways that you might be able to help the community, volunteering for organizations that say, I don't know, do great things for youth or offer services for LGBTQ plus youth, or if you're able to donate, things like that. Yeah. Get creative.
There are...
Learn.
Yeah, that's a good one. Learn about the LGBTQ plus community, because I feel like that's not a history that we're taught in school.
Right.
So learn about it. Learn about different gender identities. Learn about different sexualities. There's a lot. Learn about the whole rainbow.
Yes.
Because there's a lot more to the LGBTQ plus community than lesbians and gays. I feel like that is such a stereotype where people just think it's just like, oh, just gays and lesbians.
Yeah.
There's so many more people under that umbrella,
Yeah.
the rainbow umbrella, than the gays and the lesbians, like you.
Yes. Like me.
And know that you will probably not be a perfect ally. You're probably gonna make mistakes, and that's okay. Just do your best.
Yeah.
How do I know if a girl likes me?
Oh, that's
a
a
hard
question. That's $1 million question that I'm sure everyone would like to know the answer to. I freaking wish I used to know the answer to this, and I don't think anyone will ever really know the answer to this.
The only way you can actually know the answer is by talking to them
And asking.
and that is the most uncomfortable thing we know.
Imagine. Ooh.
I know.
But I mean, you could drop subtle hints if
Yeah.
you're interested. So I'm assuming you're interested in this person. You want to know if they're interested back. You could drop subtle hints. I feel like I used to do that, but I was not subtle, or I joke about it and I wasn't joking, you know, like I was serious. But you could drop some subtle hints and then see if they say anything, or you could just tell them that you like them, and that's tricky, but you could.
Also, they did give a little more context.
Oh, they did?
It's their best friend.
Oh, God.
That's a hard one.
This was the most common question in the last one.
We do know people that have told their best friend they love them, and it works
That
out.
just like makes me
Did it not work out for
die.
you at one point?
Nobody I know had this happen to them and confessed their love to their best friend. And that was the end of their friendship. Now they're making out.
They say,
Our
"Happy
dogs are making
Pride."
out. Snout and snout. Licking. Why?
The tongues
They're
inside
licking.
each other's mouths. Like it's the biggest French kiss
It's
ever.
the grossest. Here's my advice. If your friendship is very strong and it's strong enough, I think you can survive this. Like, I think you could survive
Them not liking you.
if you, like, you could say to them, I did not choose this, but unfortunately, I love you. And then they could say, oh no, like they'll probably be taken aback by this. And then, you know, you can talk it out and work it out. And hopefully they love you enough, whether it's love or friendship love, to move past it and put that behind you. If they're really your best friend, they'll stick around. If someone said that to me, like my best friend, I would say, whoa, that's unfortunate, but we'll get through it.
But maybe they feel the same way. We don't know.
Oh my.
Because we do know people that have
Yes.
fallen in love with their best friend and it works out.
Yes. Imagine.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What a love story to be one for the ages. Make sure you let us know how this
Please,
turns out.
please, I'm so invested.
Somebody asked for advice for queer dating when you're in your 20s. Something we both did.
Yes. My experience with this was, I was really lucky because my best friend actually came out before me. Like, I got to dip my toes in before I came out. Like, we went to a gay bar and a couple pride events together. So I felt like, okay, I had been there, helped her meet other people. I don't think I really helped. I tried my best.
I think Allie would be a horrible wing
I'm
woman
actually-
personally.
Negative wings. I have negative wings. I am anti-winger. Well, I am an anti-winger.
She's actually against winging.
You know, like I repel people at the club. I really do. I did attempt to wing, but then when it was my turn, I kind of felt like, okay, I know where to go. I didn't. I had to go on Tinder, but it did like give me that little taste of it. So my advice would be, if you like dating apps, I found success on that. So did you?
Yes. I
Gay bars.
liked dating
Bars.
apps. So we met on Tinder back before I think Tinder got weird from what I hear.
Tinder was relatively new. Like I'd only
Yeah.
been Tinding for about 1 year.
And it was like the only real dating app at the time. I mean, we've been together almost 7 years, so it was a while ago.
I did look on Plenty of Fish.
Did you?
I browsed. I did not.
He was on Plenty of...
He's old.
That's why he was on Plenty of Fish. He was old.
Yeah.
You weirdo. You liked older men?
I did not. That's why I went for a younger lady.
I am younger. You really, that's flipped that.
Yeah.
I really liked dating apps. So did you. Bumble, I hear, is pretty good. Hinge is
Yeah.
pretty good. But
Find
you-
Femmes.
I was gonna say Find Femmes.
Find Femmes.
So they are a dating website. It's run by a queer couple, Megan and Whitney, but they also do matchmaking.
What?
Yeah, they do like bespoken matchmaking. Like
Oh,
they
that's
will
really
match you with
cool.
someone. So
I wish
that's a
I
cool
could be
service.
matched. I have a match. But like, if I went back, that'd be so fun.
Or you could be a matchmaker. See if they'll hire you to be a matchmaker.
Anyway, those are some good options.
Also, I think Her is
Her.
queer women dating app. Dating apps are pretty great. Also, this is going to be weird to suggest, but I know so many people that have met their partner on Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram.
Like sliding into someone's DMs and talking to them.
Yeah.
I know so many people that found their
Just,
partner
like,
that way.
Make sure people are real, you know.
Not a
internet
catfish,
safety.
yeah,
You just
of
gotta use your
course.
little noggin there. But also, prides,
Yeah.
gay bars.
Or you could have your queer friends set you up.
Yeah.
If you have any queer friends, keep in mind you're gonna have to go through some rocks before you find a gem.
Yeah. I mean, some people find their gem immediately.
I found my gem immediately.
You did.
You did.
I took a detour. And I'm thankful for my detours.
Yeah.
I appreciated all of the people I've met
Yeah.
over the years.
Of course.
And all the places. Funny times now to look back on.
There's some good stories.
So good. I love it.
But good luck on your dating adventure.
Yes. You got this.
You got this. Oh my gosh. This hits so close to home.
Okay.
How to know if it's a date or if you're just hanging out as friends. So our first dates, I thought they were dates, and
Yeah.
you thought that I thought that we were hanging out as friends.
Yeah. So
It was a bit of a miscommunication.
here's the thing. I think that the way my head works is you hope maybe for the worst.
She does.
And then if
Can
it's
confirm.
better than that, it's a surprise. So I thought, okay, we're just amigos. Like, this might be a new buddy that I'm gonna have.
You said on one of the first,
I liked
when you asked me out, you said "'tis a date," so I assumed it was a date. Tis a date.
Well, that wasn't autocorrect.
Tis a date.
I did say tis. Why?
I don't know. Why
I've
I
never
said
said that in my life.
You were probably just so uncomfortable that you're like,
Tis a date.
Ew.
Why would you agree?
I thought you were cute.
You probably thought it was an autocorrect.
I probably
It.
did.
To tis, but no.
Tis a date.
Unfortunately. Anyway,
It's hard to tell.
it's super hard to tell, so we didn't know. Well, I didn't know if it was a date. If we were having dates or friends.
You paid for our first dinner.
Yes,
That's a way.
I made an effort to make it a date, but I didn't know if it was a date.
Yeah, you could, if you were like going out and doing something, be like, oh, I'll pay. And then if they're like, oh, no, like I'll pay for myself.
Or if they say, we'll split it.
Yes, then it might be just a hangout.
A hangout.
If they're like, okay, or if they say,
No,
oh, it's
I'll
on
pay.
me,
Yeah.
then it's probably a date.
Yes, but also a question that I should answer because no one asked, but I'm gonna just tell you anyway.
Okay.
Who pays?
Oh, who pays on
When
a
it's
date?
two girls. Okay, first of all, I want to say I don't believe that the man should pay.
No.
When it's a girl and a boy, I always thought that, and I always followed suit when I went on dates. The boy always paid. However, then when I went on a girl date, I was like, who pays? Here's what we did. I think we took turns.
Yeah. I think the unspoken rule is whoever asks for the date pays, at least at the start.
Except then I was asking you on every date, so I couldn't
No,
pay
we
for every
took
date.
turns.
But mostly I asked you on the first few.
Yes. Although only 2 of those were actually things where we pay for things.
Right. What was the question?
The question was,
How
do I know if it's a date?
How do I know if it's a date? Well, you could ask them. Is this a date?
Yeah, you can
You
ask
could be like,
them.
So, is this a date? Like,
You could make it cute. Yeah. And
Not
they could
like,
be like, haha.
I was just
or
wondering if this was a date. Don't do that. Like, don't be weird. Trust the gut, but like, don't read into it too much.
okay, this one's really hard.
Oh.
Okay. They said, my parents say they support me, but they won't let me tell anyone. What should I do? So they're saying, I
that's very
know
hard.
that you're X-sexuality or X-gender, and they're saying, oh, we support you, but you shouldn't tell your grandma. Or you shouldn't
That's what
tell...
my mother said. That's
Yeah.
what my mom said.
She
and
did. You were mad about it.
I was mad about it. Yeah. And then my grandmother asked my mother and said, does Allie even like boys? And then my mom was like, oh no. And my mother was like, okay, cool, I'm happy.
Yeah.
And then she loved you.
She loved me!
Like,
My mare
she
has
was-
passed away.
I
but
think,
I loved your mare.
like, I think sometimes people don't give older people enough credit for, like, or they think they're going to be really stuck in their ways, but I think there's a lot of people who
Your
are okay with
grandparents
it.
didn't care at all.
Not at all.
They didn't care
My
at all.
other grandparents had passed away, but I would have told them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even if my parents said no, I would have been like, they love me. I know. I don't care. I'm going against your wishes. I'm telling them.
Yeah.
And I remember feeling kind of upset when my mom did say that about my grandmother.
So what's your advice?
So it's hard because I didn't follow my advice. Well, she asked pretty soon after that, but I probably would have told people anyways. If you live with your parents, it's going to cause something really big and you're stuck in that environment. I mean, maybe you'd consider waiting. If you don't live at home and you think it would be more beneficial for other people to know because maybe you know they're really supportive and you know that their support would be really helpful for you, maybe you'd consider telling them or a couple people that you could trust.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think you necessarily need to listen to your parents unless you are in that environment. You think it might be unsafe or uncomfortable to be stuck in that environment.
This is going to sound bad,
Okay.
but I feel like them saying, oh, I support you, but I don't want you to tell my siblings. I don't want you to tell your aunts and uncles. I don't want you. Then they obviously still need more time to process it
Yes.
because that is not fully accepting
No.
you and loving you and supporting you the way that you need. I think it's kind of a little selfish and about more what they need at that point in time. You could talk about it and be like, this is how I feel about this. I would really like to tell X, Y, and Z people. And it's, in the end, it is your decision who you tell because it's your life and it's your story. But you could definitely like have that real hard conversation with your parents about like what you want.
That's hard though.
It is hard.
Yeah, and you don't like want to upset your family, I imagine.
But also you probably don't want to hide who you are.
Exactly, yeah.
And I think part of it is too, like, you probably don't want to feel like you're hiding part of yourself to make other people comfortable.
Yeah, because you shouldn't have to do that.
All right. We have a bisexual question.
That's for me.
Specific. They said, I would like advice for coming out to my family. I'm a bi woman married to a man and I'm worried about bi-erasure.
That is a toughie because my instinct says two things. It says on one hand, oh, just tell them. The only way to erase bi-erasure is to make it more okay or like more talked about. I mean, I think a lot of bisexual people are hidden because they're just perceived as either straight if they're in a relationship with the opposite sex and or gay, lesbian if they're in the same sex. So the only way to really erase that is to talk about it. However, I could understand that if you're, let's pretend I was married to a man, it's easier.
Okay.
If I was married to a man, I might think, well, what's the point of like coming out to people, like, since I'm already married? But again, I think it's important to do so because of bi-erasure. Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
So that's hard. I think if you feel like you want to let that out and tell them because it's going to make you feel like your truest self, that's really good, and it might open your family and friends' eyes to that and get to know you better as a person. I would just tell them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there are so many. I know this is a big one. I get messages all the time from people that identify as bisexual, aren't necessarily out to everyone or anyone, and they're in a straight passing relationship. I just hope that you know that you are a valid part of the LGBTQ plus community.
Yes.
You belong. Just because you are in a straight passing relationship doesn't make you any less of a part of the LGBTQ plus community. Okay, so I am going to stop this here and we're going to do a part 2 because there's a lot of questions.
Okay, deal.
You guys need advice on a lot of things. Maybe this should be a series.
It should. FriGAY.
FriGAY.
Bring it back.
Advice
Bring it
series?
back. Let's bring it back.
Okay, we'll see. Okay, we will see you guys back here again for another video soon, and happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride. Let us know if there's any other gay things you want to see below.
Yeah.
What could we do?
Happy
Thanks
Pride.
for watching. Happy FriGAY. Happy Pride. Let us know if you need anything. We're here. They're real slow at replying, but we're here. Bye!